From the outset, I'd like to say this is not a normal process that we would go through in a case like this, but I understand the media and the public interest. This morning, police attached to the Robbery and Serious Crime Squad located human remains on the street of Pitt Town Bottom Road in Pitt Town. We suspect those remains to be Mr Baghsarian. Although the remains aren't able to be positively identified, and there will be a formal process to try and identify those remains. There will be forensic examination of the remains, and we will attempt to identify Mr Baghsarian, if it is in fact him, as soon as possible. I want to be clear from the outset that we had two trails in this investigation. One was to locate Mr Baghsarian, and the second was to identify those responsible. At this stage, I'm not able to comment in relation to the investigation and the progress of the investigation. It is still an active investigation, and we have police working around the clock. We have police from the Robbery and Serious Crime Squad, assisted by other squads within State Crime Command, and also greatly assisted by North West Region investigators. I've spoken to the family of Mr Baghsarian, and as you can understand, they are deeply upset. They have requested that you respect their privacy in this time. They've also requested that you be aware of your reporting of this matter in relation to releasing the sensitive footage that we've all know that's out there at the moment. I'd ask that you respect their wishes. Further to that, and back onto the crime scene that you are aware of on Pitt Town Road bottom at Pitt Town. We're aware that the vehicle that we made an appeal on yesterday, which was the grey Toyota, registration DVT 077, was in that vicinity at 9:05 p.m. on Saturday, the 14th of February, 2 weekends ago. It's very close to the Linwood Golf Course. We'd asked that anybody in that area around that time that may have seen that car or anybody acting suspicious in that area contact police at Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. As I said earlier, no matter how small the information you think it is, please contact us and we'll investigate the information that you have. I'm now open for questions.
How did you go from having such a large search effort yesterday or even the day before to this morning uncovering the body? Take us through that timeline and that process.
As I said to you, it was an active investigation. We had some information from a canvass that we conducted and also some information from members out in the public there about suspicious activity. As soon as we had that information, we conducted a search. As you're aware, it's vast bushland out there, and we wanted to act on that information immediately. We got further information from our canvass early this morning, and as a result, that information led us to where we found the human remains today.
What state did you find him in, and what made you confident enough to make the call so early?
I won't go into the state of the body other than to say that they were that we can positively identify it as human remains. Why I'm positive is the fact that we've traced that vehicle that we suspect was involved, and that we can forensically link the vehicle to Mr Baghsarian and to the stronghold which we've spoken about in Dural. Putting that together is why we believe it is Mr Baghsarian.
Are you able to speak to the nature of the injuries that the police have seen?
There is a process that will go in relation to the human remains. There will be an autopsy conducted, and as a result of that we'll gain further information about any injuries that were sustained.
Can you speak as well to the specific area where he was found on the side of the road? What did that look like, and you describe whether there was any attempt to conceal the remains?
Oh, I'm not going to speak in great detail in relation to the crime scene, other than to say that it wasn't far from the road.
Other points of evidence potentially at the scene as well that may have given away that location as well, besides the remains?
Sorry, I don't understand
Other
the question.
bits of evidence, perhaps tyre marks or things left there that were found?
Okay, yeah. It is a current and active crime scene, and we will investigate that, and we'll investigate that thoroughly and methodically. So that information will come to us. Again, as you can appreciate, it's only early since we've located the deceased of the human remains. So we will process that, and we'll get the evidence and the information as it comes through.
Perhaps you said before, when do you believe the body was put there?
As I said earlier, around 9:05 p.m, the vehicle was identified to be in that street. And out of yesterday's press conference, we identified the vehicle to be at Westmead sometime later on that night, and then was burnt out on the Sunday, the 15th. Sorry, the Monday, the 16th of February.
So do you think they have potentially driven that car to Glenorrey and then after that have gone from Glenorrey to Pitt Town on the same night? Because I know yesterday we mentioned that it was 9 p.m. as well, potentially sighted at Glenorrey.
Well, that's the information we have, yes.
Obviously, I'm conscious I don't want to speak too much to the investigation, but the idea that someone has been kidnapped in a case of mistaken identity and this is the end result, I mean, what is it saying to organised crime's, I suppose, attitude to revenge and recklessness involved with this incident?
Well, I suppose I speak for not only the police but the public in general that we're outraged that this is happening and the recklessness of these people. And what I can say is that we will endeavour and use every resource that we have to identify those responsible and bring them before the courts.
One more? Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, I guess, are you proud of the police work and what role has the public had in ultimately being able to find Mr. Baghsarian, which for many people who've been following has been what everyone has been talking and caring about?
Yeah, I am proud of the police and the efforts that have gone through. As I said, the police have been working 24 hours a day since last Friday, or since the 13th, Friday the 13th, so over now almost 12 days. The efforts that have gone in and the responses that we've got from the public, as I said, we're all outraged that this would happen to an innocent man, and that the fact that we will continue to investigate to identify those responsible and bring them before the courts, that's what we are doing, and that's what we will do until we find out those are responsible.
Do you think you will find them?
I am confident in the ability of the investigators that are investigating this matter, that if there's evidence available to identify those that are responsible, that we will identify them and bring them before the courts.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
New South Wales Police there with the terrible news that they believe that they have found the human remains of the kidnapped Sydney grandfather, Chris Baghsarian. This has obviously been an intense investigation in recent days. It is believed that this was a case of mistaken identity. The 85-year-old, though, believed to have been found dead in Pitt Town today.